right. Well, we got our champagne.
Happy New Year's,
Happy New
Chica.
Year's. Hey, girl.
Hey.
So my name is CeCe.
And I'm CeCe.
And this is our new channel for the new year. So we're just going to talk about the vibes, different topics that, you know what, people don't talk about. It's not everybody that has someone to vent to. So we're going to have this channel where we can talk about different things, all kinds of things. And then eventually you can send some comments in. We can talk about it. We're going to get your vibes right. You know what I'm
We're
saying?
trying to get your vibes right, get your vibes up, channel whatever energy needs to be channeled for the benefit of the collective, but also just shoot the breeze. Like, we kind of want to talk about things that are relatable, help people through any situations they may be experiencing. And shoot, we're helping ourselves as well. So
Of
cheers to that.
course. Yeah. So it being our first time, we're going to tell you a little bit about ourselves. My name is CeCe. And, when I'm not doing this, I'm in a medical field. And I do that pretty much every day. I also go to school and I'm a mother and a wife. So I'm pretty busy, but this is where I just let it all out. All the inner energy, that I can't tell people, I let it all out here, no filter. So that's what you're going to get from me.
Exactly. And I'm CeCe. I am, working right now. I have 2 jobs, working on my own business, but I'm also in the medical field in insurance. And, I love my girl. Like, we have different backgrounds and different current life experiences, but our relationship and our friendship has been stronger than ever at this point in life. So why not come together and discuss things that need to be talked about? Somebody needs to do it. So here we are.
So, girl, let's get to
Let's
it,
get
girl.
started. Let's get to these topics.
So what are we talking about today?
So our first topic, and the topic that I really had on my mind, is mutual friendships.
Okay.
So specifically, you're married.
Yes.
And say you have a really good guy friend.
Okay.
Y'all are close. Y'all go to lunch sometimes. Y'all have similar interests. So y'all send each other articles and text messages and things like that.
What about pictures?
Pictures of what?
Oh, you want to send my friend a picture? Can I do that?
Like, hey, I'm out of town. Here I am.
Ooh.
Yeah, y'all are friends. Okay. So y'all were saying this is me and my girls. We have fun tonight. We're sending pictures, blah, blah. And what is too much when it comes to mutual friendships? Because even me being single, I have a lot of guy friends. Like, my homeboys are everything, girl. So anytime I'm talking to a guy, they're always concerned about that whole, is this bro? Or is this your homeboy? Do you kiss your homeboy? Right. They question me about that. Right. So it's what is too much when it comes to mutual friendships of the opposite sex?
I know that's a hard one because unfortunately, it's stereotyped, right? So it's unfortunate, but I've noticed as I've grown, there's a lot of stereotypes, whether ladies can have guy friends or whatever it may be.
Stereotypes as far as
girls having guy friends and it really genuinely being a guy friend, right?
Exactly.
Right, because I've had guy friends too, but when when I found my husband and I knew he was gonna be my husband, I had to make that decision because I didn't want to go through that. Are you kissing your friend? Or what's you doing? Because I really literally just went to my friend's couch and just sat there and we just chilled, really friends. But to avoid that whole mess, and I knew this was my husband, I did let it go. Now, is that fair? I don't know.
Because, you got married very, very young.
I did.
You were 21, 22?
That was. I met him at 21. We got married. I was 23.
That's still really young. And so what if you had a guy friend that you might have known longer for? Then, your guy friends you did know technically longer.
All of them, every last
but
one of them.
As an adult woman, I've had friendships of 7 years with guys that have been there for me.
Right.
We never kissed. Of course, we acknowledge. The thing is, you got to acknowledge if somebody's attractive or not.
Yeah.
That. Everybody knows what people look like. You can see.
Yeah.
But to me, it's a level of control and mutual respect.
Right.
So it's if I mutually respect this person, he's been around, he's had my back, why would my husband or my boyfriend have a problem with that?
Yeah.
Or do you feel
it's a real thing? But I feel I guess I married earlier, so I just let it go. But as as a grown up, you have grown, right? And you yourself. I was really young, so you have real friends as a grown person,
exactly.
So you can't at that time it was young young friendships. So I was like, yeah, whatever. We didn't have like that history, but you have history with your friends,
Right.
so it would be hard just to like say, okay, because I'm marrying somebody, let them go.
Yeah, or if I'm dating and stuff like that. And I think people are just scared because emotional cheating is a real thing.
Yeah,
And I think people don't know how to separate the two because they
yeah,
can consider a really good platonic friendship as emotional cheating
yeah.
because you
Talk to
you
them.
talk to that person.
Hmm.
Y'all know each other in and out.
Yeah,
But would it really be emotional cheating if it's platonic and there has never been any like innuendos
yeah.
or touching or anything like
But
that?
TV plays a lot to that because we see it on
Mm.
TV when you know, having that issue with your spouse and you want to talk to somebody, and when you talk to your guy friend, you just crying and then drinking and,
Mm-hmm.
just like, and the next
Weak,
second you're hugging and touching
vulnerable.
and vulnerable and drunk,
But is that even real though? Because I feel like they want to. I mean, I've gone through some real stuff. Like even
Hmm.
when me and my ex broke up, I
Hmm.
caught him cheating. Right? I called my homeboy, like my best friend, and I was
Yep.
crying,
Hmm.
and he like was one of the biggest supporters. Like not even sexually. Or like we were on the phone, like where we met up or something like that. Afterwards, it was
Right.
just like he texted me, sent me some motivational music and
Look at
stuff like
that.
that.
Right.
And it's like I would never want to lose that friendship, even if I am in a relationship.
It's true.
So it's really challenging
So with
because
that being said, that's where that communication has to come in
Mhm.
because I mean, no, that's your friendship that been through different things. So you have to speak to that guy who you think is gonna be a husband and to speak to it and see if he can just respect you because in the beginning I feel setting those boundaries.
That's
So if
true.
that's big to you, that's your hard stop, then that's what you have to, establish in the beginning.
Yeah, and you've always said that you're kind of like you have to establish your relationship and set the standards early on.
I think so.
I think so too. I really
Yeah.
agree with that because it's like, well, how do you know how to treat me or how I want to operate?
Hmm.
And granted, compromise, I'm sure.
Yeah, for sure.
But like, I don't think you should build new friendships though, like with guys
Hmm.
and be like, oh, this is platonic. Like, say you're out at school because
Hmm.
you're in different programs,
Hmm.
and a guy, smart guy,
Yeah.
helping you out,
Of
like
course, I
a
have
good
them.
colleague.
Hmm.
Is that okay?
Yeah.
Hubby understands.
Oh yeah, I have a real good guy. He was a friend. He helped me out. We started being really cool, and he's married, and I brought him and his wife and kids over, and now my husband and him really cool.
Yeah.
So I think after we've been married for some time and then built that foundation, he knows me and I know him. But I know it's always rocky in the beginning, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
Mm-hmm.
I probably wouldn't throw that friendship like too much at him in the beginning until yeah that foundation.
Mm.
I just feel, but it's hard because you want to
It's
be
I
your
know.
own person, right?
Right. And
You
guys,
know.
like, I mean, when you're dating, I know you're off the market or whatever,
Mhm.
but nowadays in dating, men ask those questions, like,
Mm.
or even if you're just having conversation, like, oh, I'm gonna hang out with my homeboy,
Okay.
and then it's like, oh, is that your homeboy? Have y'all slept together? Have you kissed them and stuff? It's just like an automatic thing. And I wish we could just like change the narrative and just be okay with having guy friends, just like innocent friendships.
How is it dating nowadays? I just want
Girl,
to
that's
know,
for
like,
another. That's another topic.
okay,
Ooh,
because
that's
I just want
another
to know, like, what the
topic.
men out there like nowadays, like, because I mean, long time ago, you could meet them at the club. They would buy drinks. They still
Yeah,
buying
they
drinks?
still buy drinks.
Okay.
The thing is, I don't feel like there's a lot of places to go, and maybe it's just me in my
Mm.
life right now because I'm not out here on these streets.
Right.
Like
Of
I
course.
work, I have
Of
two jobs,
course.
like I
Business.
have friendships. I'm trying to stay
Mhm.
in shape. Like
Yes.
it's too much to manage, but I do think like older men is what I
Mm.
notice will still like pursue you, still be chivalrous. Now younger men, because I think we're at that age now, it can go
Mm.
either way. Like
Okay.
we're meeting, and we haven't talked about our age yet, but we'll get there.
Or
We're
will
meeting.
we?
You guessed.
Right. You guess.
And then let us know.
Hmm.
But if y'all say something crazy, it's gonna be a problem
All
because
right.
don't get it twisted. Like
Don't get it twisted. Sorry.
so yeah, like off the cusp. But I think like younger guys now they like older women because they think they're gonna get something from it.
Mm.
Unless they have their stuff together. Because now I have a lot of friends that are marrying younger guys.
Okay.
Like I literally have a friend that's engaged to a guy that's 10 years younger than her.
10 years.
Before it was 10 years older was only
That's me. 10 years. Cheers.
Oh gosh.
10 years
I mean, you know
older.
how I feel about older. I don't
Yeah.
really mind it, but I prefer to have somebody closer to my age
Right. You
or
said it.
younger,
Right.
honestly. Because
And why is that?
I
And
think
I'll
it's
tell you
just,
why I like older. But why you like
yeah,
younger?
I like younger because they're still in good shape,
Mm.
You can train them in certain things, like
Mm-hmm.
kind of like coach them through because they may not have had as many experiences, so they may not be as jaded
Okay.
from relationships. And I mean, they're just fun.
Okay.
What about you? Why do you like the older gentlemen?
I just
Like
like that
prestigious.
security and that, they know what they're doing and they're able to, because I have a strong personality. And I'm just like my thought is just different, right? So I just like that man that just has that experience that could teach me some things and show me some things.
Right.
And walk around doing some things,
Okay.
some things, So
That's the
that's
big
what
dick energy. Oh,
yes, honey. Oh, I don't know. We can, maybe not.
BDE.
Yes. So all that and above. I just like a good, strong man that has his head on his shoulder, that know what he's doing, because that's the only man that can lead me.
Yeah, it's like the
I'm
stability
crazy.
for you, right? Yeah, and it's like he needs to already know himself and be strong enough to like speak up because I mean, technically, you can run over somebody.
Yeah.
I mean, if we want to just call it out,
We're
right?
actually both like the same.
We are.
We're really good. She has a strong personality, and I do too. And it works for us.
It does.
It really
Look at
does.
us glowing.
Yeah.
It does work for us. Like I think, like, but it's not intimidating. Like we don't have one of those like angry black woman thing. Like, and I no disrespect or whatever. We are aggressive women though.
Yeah.
We're very passionate. We're aggressive. But we're not angry. I mean, unless you make us mad, then that's another story. But at the same time, I feel like we're just very direct.
Yes.
And that's just what it is. And I think people respect it and love us for it.
Yeah.
So we're both Aries. Our birthdays are like, what, 7 days away?
Yeah, I'm April 6th, you're March 31st.
Yeah, so 6 days away.
Yeah.
6 days away. Basically twins.
Literally. Literally. She's my
So-
older sister. Like,
I'm big sis.
let's put it out there.
Okay, girl. But we get off our
Okay.
next topic. Because,
Yes.
okay, before we go to the next topic, I think we can agree that platonic friendships are okay.
Yes.
But there should be certain like parameters.
Yeah.
We need to set boundaries, like healthy, respectful boundaries when you have a partner.
I think so. We can agree
We
to
can agree
that.
with that?
Yeah.
Cool.
Y'all can always let us know, write in the comments, email us, whatever it is, and give us your point of view. We may be completely off. You may have a different point of view. We want to hear about it. We want to discuss it too, because we want to learn. If you're not learning on an everyday basis, you're doing something wrong. So teach me something.
This is very
Tell me
true.
something.
And sometimes it's like you don't always have to actively be learning, but just acknowledge if somebody taught you something. Nobody knows everything.
Of course.
So have space to like learn new things and
course.
open your perspective. Like even if you don't agree with it, there's nothing wrong with acknowledging like I get your perspective.
Yes. And that's just that's grown. Being grown.
Because it's going to get to a point where we might not agree.
Of
Our
course.
perspectives could be completely different.
And it has been sometimes. Like, we do things completely different, but I can see her point of view. And then sometimes I'm just going off the walls like, no, but you really have to think about it this way. Like, you're right, but I don't want to do that.
Right.
But she said, but it may be the best choice for you. Like, we talk about everything. So,
exactly. And that's the thing, like having safe spaces and even opening it up to people to see what a safe space looks like.
Right.
Like Whitney, CeCe and I, we have gone through so much and everything won't be disclosed, obviously, but we have a friendship where we can still be open about our lives to other people and kind of lead by example because like friendships nowadays are just not, I guess, what they used to be or what they ever been. I don't know.
Right.
But after that whole Shaquilla Robinson situation, I value that.
Yes.
Like, rest in peace to her. If you don't know about the Cabo Six, look it up.
Yeah.
But so many people don't have genuine friendships.
You gotta hold your friend.
You really have to like pay attention to how people move.
Instincts, yes.
Yeah, your instincts. Like, and don't. It's called being a pick me. Have you heard of that term?
I have not.
Okay, so a pick me usually comes into play with like relationships where you always want that man to pick you, and you're like, oh, I'm here, I'm available. Like, pick me, pick me.
Right.
But I think with friendships, people do that too. Like, they want to be friends with anybody.
Yeah, that's true.
Joe Blow off the street that's been stealing or something.
Right.
It's like,
just
don't be
have,
surprised.
People can't be alone sometimes.
Yeah.
And I have grown to be alone sometimes. Like, everybody's not your people. And
Right.
I'm
That's
okay
the
with
point.
walking alone. Sometimes that's what makes a leader. And you just gotta
Mhm.
walk it alone. Everybody's not gonna understand you.
Mhm.
And when I started to understand that, because I had a lot of, friends maybe, or just associates around me. But they're not all my friends, right? So I just
Mhm.
started, I don't want the extra noise. It's either we're gonna grow something genuine or we just won't grow and that's okay.
It
Like,
is. Like, I know I'm very independent. I don't know if it's because I'm single or what, but
hmm
I love my alone time.
yeah.
Like, literally, I don't want to talk to people sometimes. I don't
hmm
feel like peopling.
Right.
But it helps me be better when I do go out and hang out with my people.
Right.
So I won't be like on edge or
hmm
irritable or like projecting whatever is going on with me. Because a lot
Right.
of times people are dealing with so much stuff and they put it on to you.
Right.
Or, it's like you can't give your friends everything. Some things you have to figure out on your own.
Yeah, it's true. And make your own decision, and whether it's bad or good, you learn from it,
You'll
right?
learn from it. So hopefully you make the right. I mean, consequences are gonna come either way, good or bad.
Yeah.
So try to make the best decision for
Right.
yourself, I say, and give yourself grace
Right.
because we're people. We're out here living like everybody else.
Of
We don't have
course.
all the answers.
Not at all.
So we kind of got off topic, but back on topic. So our second topic that we want to discuss today, or I would like for us to discuss
Mm-hmm.
at least, is dating and expecting something better.
Mm-hmm.
Just from that, like, what do you even think? What comes to mind when the topic comes up? Dating and expecting something better.
Yeah, just, dating and thinking that this is the one, but then 5 years, 10 years later, you still, they're still promising you this thing, but they haven't really made an official commitment. So when is the time frame to say, wait, hold up, like what are we doing? Because you want to date with purpose, especially at older age, you want to date with purpose. So like, what is that time frame? How do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Those are, I don't know. Like, I know for
Mm-hmm.
me, I don't think, when you're in love, right?
Yeah.
You don't know how you're gonna behave. You fall in love and time go and you're having a good time. But I don't think I would have lasted too long without, going back on the dating spree. I was
Hmm.
married, I was engaged within a year and a half.
Hmm.
But I don't think if it went
That's
3 years, I probably would have spoke about it and
yeah.
then go from there. But I don't believe in waiting too long. But then different people's circumstances are different. You may
Yeah.
have met this person in high school, so of course it's gonna be some time limit before you get married. So everything is different, and that's what I
Mm-hmm.
want people to know. Everybody's situation is different.
That's true.
Just because I got married early doesn't mean that that's the best thing to do, right? Because I've had my own challenges doing that. So everybody's life is different. It doesn't make no one's life better or worse. But God has a purpose for everybody, and
Mm-hmm.
He only knows that plan. So
Right.
I'm a big believer in that.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And we will speak on spiritual things because we are
mm-hmm.
believers. We believe in God. We
Yes.
believe in Jesus. Like,
Mm-hmm.
we trust His divine purpose, like for all of us. And I think we're here for a reason. Everybody's here for a reason. It's just up to
Mm-hmm.
you to find it. And I do think like your purpose evolves over time. I think sometimes your purpose may be one thing in one phase of your life, and then at a different phase of your life, it may look different.
Mm-hmm.
But even going back to our topic, dating and anticipating something better, what I mean by that is like you're literally actively dating this person.
Mm-hmm.
Everything is cool. Like
Yeah.
literally, it's I.
Okay.
But you're kind of like, ooh, in the back of your mind, I probably can still meet somebody better.
Okay.
That's what I'm referring to. Like that moment where you're like, this person is cool, but I'm
Mm-hmm.
not in love with them yet. I
Right.
like them. They have a lot of good qualities, but there's things that I'm still not sure of.
So tell us more about the story. So how long will this person, like, just hypothetically, how long are you dating this person before you're like, oh, I'm not in love with them? Like, how
Yeah.
long did you
So
give
this is like
yourself?
the early stages. So
Early
like say
stage.
you're
Okay.
dating somebody 2.5 months.
Okay.
You're kind of like exclusive, but not fully committed to being exclusive. So we're
Fair.
gonna say you're not exclusive.
Okay.
But the understanding is like, hey, we're not really dating anybody else. Just because you're just like, you know how back in the dating game, like sometimes you'll be dating like three people, sometimes it'll
Mm-hmm.
be one, sometimes it'll be a dry spell.
Mm-hmm.
But say you're just like dating this one person, it's decent.
Yeah.
And even better than decent, like they're really like up to par.
Okay.
But there's still like little nuances like, I feel like I might can still get something better.
Okay. Can you just give
Is
it a rough example of what nuance sense would be?
like say they don't have a degree
Okay. Fair.
or they have like a kid or two.
Okay.
and you're not really ready for that.
Okay.
It's like there's everything else there, but it's like I really prefer somebody that doesn't have a kid.
Right.
You know, it's like I really truly, but this person's great. So how long do you date? And is it wrong? Better yet, is it messed up to be dating, anticipating something better, or is that just part of the dating game?
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean, who knows, right?
Right.
Everybody's always, I mean, I don't know everybody, but it's inevitable to think what is on the other side. Is the
Mm,
grass greener on the other side? It's,
mm.
everybody, I can't say everybody, but everybody has that.
It's a natural thought.
Everybody. I'm
Everybody.
saying everybody
It's a
has
natural thought. Everybody got it.
yeah, it has that natural point. Like, I wonder if I would have went with this person, how would things have been? I
Mm.
wonder if I would
Mm.
have ate a salad every day, maybe things would have been better. Like, I wonder what that would have done for me. But I didn't do it, right?
Yeah. Uh-huh.
And I'm always gonna keep thinking about if I ate that salad every day, maybe I would have lost 30 pounds, but we don't
And you
know.
can start like
Yeah,
that's something you can like pick up on. But do you think it's wrong to date and anticipate something better? And how long is it like, you
it's
know, is it until you love that person where you stop doing that? Because I mean, in your situation, you were dating
mm-hmm.
and then you got married,
I
right?
did.
So at what point did you know like, okay, I'm not anticipating anything better. He's the best, I'm good.
Yeah, I
What month or how did you
yeah.
know, you know?
So we was dating, and we was long distance. Just to be very transparent, we was long distance. We talked every day, and I just my heart and his heart was just in sync, right?
Mm,
But it was long distance, right? And I wanted to know how we were gonna be together in one
yeah.
house because that's gonna really be the determination. Can we be in one house and not be awkward? So we was in one house for some time, just I visited him and
Yeah.
stuff like that, and it was just even better. So and then
Mm,
just everything was just flowing. It was like he was I just felt it. There's
mm.
nothing that happened. We're still going through regular couple stuff, but it just felt like this is the one. So from there,
So when you know, you know. That's a real
when you know,
thing. I hate that saying, but I
hmm
know it's true because it's like it's a feeling.
flaws and all,
Ooh, ooh, child.
hmm
That's a hard pill to
flaws and all.
swallow.
If you thinking he may, you got to be open too. Like one thing my husband called me back in the day is free spirit. You got to be open. This,
Yeah. Oh, he
be.
used to call you a free spirit.
Yeah, I was
Oh,
young. I was open and talking
yeah,
about random stuff and doing
yeah,
random stuff on the computer.
yeah. I mean, I know.
Uh,
Ooh, not on the
not
long
the tea
distance
drop.
spice. Oh
Mm.
my gosh, the long distance spice.
Sorry y'all for that.
Okay, we're gonna
Dropping
have to take some
bombs,
notes. So
but
if you need some
yeah,
notes, that might be extra, but we'll see.
yeah. But
Make a video on
when you
long
know, you
distance
know.
dating.
Hmm.
Wow, when you know, you know.
Yeah, I think
That's
so.
a
Because
beautiful
because
concept.
you knew. You
When
knew when that time came. I know you knew
I
when
like when which
I
one?
know when you knew when I was like, okay, I think
Oh,
this
for
is the one.
you?
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. I had no
Hmm.
doubts, and it was very clear and cut for you.
Yeah, I was like, I think this is the one, y'all.
Yeah, I remember.
So
I think we were like at a basketball court or something real late at night,
probably
and we were just talking. I don't know why I feel like that image popped in my head. You
it's
were
probably
like,
true.
yeah. I just remember you being like, yeah. And it was like y'all had, even though it was long distance,
Yeah,
it was like he was there.
that connection.
It was a
Yeah.
connection. It was like he
Hmm.
was still there because he took up so much
So
space in
much
your
time,
life.
right?
Yeah, he took up space. So
When you know, you know. So it's not going to
there
be
it
any
is.
fighting or thinking. Like when you know, you know.
I
So,
believe it. I
hmm
do. And it's like, oh, I can't wait to know because,
yes,
child.
girl.
But I have another topic, but we'll save that, I suppose.
We have so much topics under our sleeves.
This is
Just
just
keep
us getting
tuning in.
started.
Yes.
Yeah, this is us getting started. I think like our first episode for the new year is
Hmm.
been really good. Like
Yeah,
just kind of like a cliffhanger. We can just leave it there for
for
now.
sure. I agree.
All
I hope
right.
this got your vibes up. That's what we want to do. Come here, let it all out, spill some tea, talk about it. And, next time we'll see what other juicy conversations come up our hat.
Accidental tea and
Oh,
intentional tea is going to be spilled. But at
yes.
the same time, we just want to keep it like lighthearted, free spirited,
Hmm.
open. Like we're just open here trying to have good conversations and figure out things and make it make sense for you all, hopefully. So we
Yes.
hope we got your vibes right and you got your vibes up. Cheers to many more.
Have a good
Bye,
one.
y'all.